every day activities. Now 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 every day activities. We for money, get money, some money, not a thing. You are full market. I'm happy. Are you there? Get money, get money. Have it us. Saka, I'm more than Saka. You don't get my hope. And you hear it's a then you whatever back or let us see another day. We go back. What else do I have to celebrate? Never do I see the today. Never get that. The today. I feel what I feel. The person I don't have it again. You are very wrong. From my leave of one jack. I never come on the one and they jack it back with a little one. Just say it. And it's your need. Well, man, let me know. Say it. Well, you are chill. Shaka. Pop your was in here. Paul. Just Sunday. With all this. Sunday. What's the only different? When chicken say, go on you go. So pass it. When chicken say, go on you go. So pass it. Now every day activities. 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 Go. You get behind. I can't see it now. Go. You pay them now. Anywhere, touch it anywhere. What is that? My house was you. As soon as they break, if you can't wait, they carry us through. As soon as they break, give you pressure. As soon as they break, give you pressure. You bring back for me to cool my temper. As soon as they break, give you pressure. They break again, that was a start. Somebody they steal and somebody they buy. Somebody they see, but the same person is bad. Now every day activities. 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 Can you hear it? Then you have whatever back or let us see another day. We go back. What else do I have to celebrate? Never do like you say the today. Never get like you say the today.
It's about music. There are crowds in many places, in every community, you know. You can see. So if you see pride, don't go there. Don't take law in your hands, all the right authority. That they can't take your lucky. Crime Stopper here for us, bringing safety to your door. Whether you rich or you poor, if you see a human talking, I mean you judge it. Do it for your safety. If you see it, don't keep it. I'm a part of report it. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crime for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crime for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is here for you. Remember, you see it, you report it. This is a message from your own self, Omen Samsaya.
Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crime for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crime for all of us.
Robbie, why you taking?
I said, darling, you look so worried.
Charles, I'm worried because I don't know where to get stuff for my shop and restaurant.
Oh, come on, man. Haven't you heard about Exeter's Best Price Store on Gurley Street and Smart Road Junction on the Old Road?
Oh no, Charles, tell me about it.
Exeter's Best Price Store got everything for your shop and restaurant. And the good news is that they have reduced the prices of club beer products and imported beverages. So to keep that graduation party, wedding reception, and whatever occasion jumping till the break of dawn, Exeter's Best Price Store is that place for you.
Is that all?
No, they have for the first time introduced on the LIB market Buffalo Revive that comes with 4 different flavors: Cool Blue, Apple Kiwi, Full Red, and Fitness Orange. It's good for athlete and everyone. For wholesale and retail supply, call cell number 0770-617-575. Exeter's Best Price Store on Gurley Street and the Old Road Smart Road Junction. We are your cheaper wholesale and retail store.
He said, when you want some more, I provide. So we start to talk. Come on, so go deep and deeper. Put it to the EGK. Villa living sense in her.
Good morning, a very pleasant good morning. We'd like to welcome you to the program from the Prindles here on Freedom Communications Incorporated. As a matter of fact, today is the 23rd day of June, and we're glad to be here again with another presentation of the program. Good morning, Wendell, and good morning to you guys.
Good morning, Esther. Good morning, Gus. Good morning to our many listeners and followers. Welcome to another presentation. Gus, good morning. Gus, good morning. I mean, you jogging there? You want to talk?
Good morning, Wendell. Good morning, Esther. Good morning, Liberia. It's Gus Foreman. Glad to be here.
Really?
Yeah, well,
Really?
You're not small, man.
You can't slow that.
My people,
Okay.
that small thing we in here.
I'll
What
tell
they
you.
call man. The man
I
jogging.
gotta stay healthy before I hit 50, man.
I know, right?
I want
That's
to be
good.
like you.
I know, right?
You'll be young again.
You know,
That's
yeah.
it. That's the goal.
Yeah. All right, folks, that's it. Welcome to another presentation. It's good to be here this fresh Monday morning, the 23rd of June, 2025. Today, a follower of ours is celebrating her birthday today. And so before we go into the program, we want to say to one of our ardent followers,
Mm.
that's you, Joyce Wham. Today is the birthday of Joyce Wham. And so Joyce, Esther, Gus, and I, we want to wish you all the best as you celebrate your birthday today. You are there all the way in Minnesota, the United States. And so we want to wish you all the best as you celebrate your birthday today, Joyce Wham. Mommy girl, happy birthday to you. May God grant you many, many more birthdays to come.
I'll be in Minnesota in July, the week of
Oh.
the 19th for my sister's wedding. So maybe I'll run into her.
Okay, Chief, we'll tell her. She will be expecting you. All right, so this morning, folks, let me say good morning to you, Nyankun Mumbo Nyankun. Good morning. You're also watching us from Minnesota. We want to welcome you to this edition of the show. So this morning, as usual, we have the Front Page Africa newspaper and the Daily Observer. But we want to say a big thank you to our sponsors, Crime Stopper Liberia, Exeter's Best Price Store on Gurley Street and the Old Road Smart Road Junction, and my Yuba and Sons Incorporated. So let's begin with the top headlines and give you some detailed stories. It says here, doing it for the people's benefit. Liberian lawmakers push for free national IDs. And registry chief says government must decide. All right, that's it right here. Top stories, legislative beat. Doing it for the people's benefit. Liberian lawmakers push for free national IDs. And registry chief says government must decide. Another story here says crack in the elites, crack in the alliance. It's a question mark today. Is EFFL issues 2-year ultimatum to UP government and pledges to fight bad governance. And another story here says anti-decentralization. NCSCL calls for immediate halt to Rep. Sokan's proposed amendment to the Local Government Act of 2018. All right, so those are all the stories we can take from the top stories. Let's get to the big ones. This one says Pico Corn engages diplomatic community on Liberia's democratic priorities following prolonged House leadership crisis. Rekindling trust. One of the main issues that came out was issue of our electoral integrity. So we thought about how we can fast track our electoral laws and validate the population census results so that we can create additional seats to see the country moving in the right trajectory. Richard Namwekun, Speaker, House of Representatives, 55th Legislature. And let's get a few lines from that story. Very, very interesting. Let's take a few lines from there. In a bid to strengthen Liberia's relations with the international community, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Richard Namwekun, along with select members of the legislature, held a high-level meeting with members of the diplomatic corps accredited near Monrovia. The gathering, which took place in the main chambers of the House of Representatives, marked Speaker Cohn's first major diplomatic engagement since formally assuming leadership of the 55th Legislature and following a protracted leadership crisis. Although the meeting was held behind closed doors, Speaker Cohn later addressed the media, reaffirming Liberia's commitment to democratic governance, the rule of law, transparency, and accountability principles he described as central to the House's legislative and oversight priorities. He emphasized the crucial role international partners continue to play in strengthening Liberia's democratic institutions and pledged the legislature's full cooperation in working with them for the betterment of the country. This meeting was to reaffirm that we are prepared to work with them. We recommit ourselves to engaging with the international community. Since the impasse, there have been different perceptions about us, so this is part of an effort to rekindle those relationships and foster national development, Speaker Cohn said. He revealed that the meeting, held on Friday, June 20, lasted several hours and surpassed expectations, with several key dignitaries in attendance. According to him, both sides exchanged cordial diplomatic messages and addressed critical issues relating to the legislature work and Liberia's progress. Now that Liberia has secured a seat as a non-permanent member of the United Nations Security Council, our responsibility has increased. Strengthening communication with our international partners is vital to maximizing the benefits of this global platform, Speaker Cohn explained. When asked whether the meeting was convened in response to any specific concern, he said it was prompted by several issues, including development, human rights, and national security. He added that the meeting was a strong signal of his leadership readiness to work in the interests of the Liberian people, describing it as the first major engagement between the legislature and diplomatic community under his tenure. One of the major issues discussed was electoral integrity. We talked about the need to fast-track electoral reforms and validate the national population census results to enable the creation of additional legislative seats. These are essential steps towards ensuring the country moves in the right direction, Kuhn noted, responding to a question on whether the meeting touched on Liberia's political climate and diplomacy and the rule of law. Speaker Kuhn expressed optimism that such engagements would continue, laying the foundation for a stronger partnership between the legislature and Liberia's international allies. The meeting comes in the wake of a prolonged leadership dispute within the House of Representatives. The crisis began when a group of lawmakers under the banner of the majority bloc declared the speaker's post declared the speaker's post vacant and installed Kuhn as their leader. After nearly 6 months of contention, the Supreme Court ruled that Kuhn's initial election and related actions by the bloc were illegal. His subsequent election saw Kuhn legitimately elected as Speaker. Since then, Speaker Kuhn has intensified engagements with both domestic and international stakeholders, move observers interpret as efforts to restore confidence and rebuild trust in the legislature. But let's move on. Let's leave it there and take more stories. Let's get to this one. It says here, Nobel laureate Bowie says she was wrong to criticize former President Sirleaf, calling her government a diamond in comparison with successors, throwing shades at Bouakai and Weah. She, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, did exceptionally well. We have 2 other governments to measure her government with, and they make her government look like a diamond. I know that when you play this, it will cause noise, but I don't care. I believe that if we begin to elect leaders that love the people more than their foreign bank accounts, we will begin to see progress. Lima Roberto Bowie, peace activist and Nobel laureate. Let's run to a few lines from this story. All right. And it says here, folks, in a surprising concession, Lima Bowie, Liberia's international renowned peace activist, has said that she was wrong in her prior criticism of the government of Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, who left office after 2 6-year terms in 2018. In an exclusive interview with Front Page Africa, Bowie, who shared the 2011 Nobel Peace Prize with Sirleaf for their work progressing women's rights, said she now believes Sirleaf's government was emphatically better than the subsequent governments of George Weah, who left power in 2024, and current President Joseph Boakai, who had served as Sirleaf vice president. She did exceptionally well, said Bowie. We have 2 other governments to measure her government with, and they make her government look like a diamond. The peace activist broke with Sirleaf in 2012, resigning from her appointment as head of the Peace and Reconciliation Commission. At the time, Bowie and Sirleaf, she had failed to fight corruption and improve the living conditions of ordinary citizens. Bowie conceded that she knew her comments would anger members of the 2 subsequent administrations. I know that when you play this, it will cause noise, but I don't care. Bowie's anger was particularly directed at the corruption that she said engulfed the administration of Weah. We saw several put on several U.S. Treasury sanctions lists for corruption, and the new administration of Boakai. I believe that if we begin to elect leaders that love the people, all right, if we begin to elect leaders that love the people more than their foreign bank accounts, we will begin to see progress, she said. I still find it heart-wrenching to see that there are districts and places in Liberia where you have schools and the children sitting on the ground and the lawmakers from those countries are driving 45,000 cars. It shows that there is a systematic problem. Most of them live in these communities and they were seen as individuals who care about the community. And once they get elected, they forget that these are the very people. Bowie pointed to numerous examples of what she said was better under Sirleaf's government. You go to JFK, for example, whilst maternal health was not 100%, there were systems and structures in place to deal with some of the issues, Bowie said. They had programs at JFK for teen mothers, young girls who were given birth. And those programs, at the end of the day, brought their mothers together with them. And across the country, there were different things happening for women and girls. Liberia did make some progress on maternal mortality under Sirleaf's government, but a 2016 report from the United Nations Children Agency, UNICEF, said Liberia's maternal mortality ratio is one of the highest in the world, with 1,072 maternal deaths for every 1,000 births. That's 100,000 births. Progress continue on the way at first, but numbers are rising again, according to a 2024 United Nations Joint Mission visited the country, which highlighted an urgent need for action to combat the high burden of increasing maternal and newborn deaths in the country, as 1,100 women and 885, that's 8,510 newborns die annually during childbirth. Bowie said President Sirleaf wasn't an angel, but this fight for government job was not as bad as it is now. Everyone sees government as the place to get rich. Bowie said there were inflated salaries in the Sirleaf government, but instead of fixing them, the Weah administration exacerbated them. She said that has continued under President Bouaka. It is a serious matter that people come to government with nothing, said Bowie. In less than a year, they have built mansions for themselves. Everyone sees government as a place to get rich. Bowie did praise the Bouaka administration for some things. She cited road construction and improved electricity services, which she attributed to Moning Ara Kaptan, a former chief executive officer of the Liberia Electricity Corporation. Bowie also hailed the Liberia Water and Sewage Corporation and Mo Ali, its head. The Bouaka administration immediately hit back at Bowie's comment. They were absolutely unrealistic and out of order. I think that is due to the fact that she is not in touch of many of the good things that are happening in the country, said Daniel Sando, Liberia's Deputy Information Minister for Public Affairs. There are scores of officials that have been suspended for time indefinite for corruption and turned over to the Liberian Anti-Corruption Commission for investigation. I think that is leadership by example. Bouaka has suspended many officials of his government over corruption allegations, but critics say prosecution remains slow and in the same instances have not happened at all. Liberia has made marginal progress in fighting corruption according to the 2024 Perception Index, but the report said impunity for corruption remains high. A Weah spokesperson did not respond to a request for comment by deadline. For decades, corruption has been a major issue in Liberia, including under Sirleaf. Liberia was ranked as one of the most corrupt countries in the world by the time she left office 7 years ago, according to a perception index by Transparency International. Salary disparities were also a major issue under Sirleaf, with some officials earning as much as $30,000 a month. Under Weah's government, officials also earned salary that were comparable to those in rich countries, despite Liberia being one of the poorest countries in the world. A number of senior Weah officials, including Nathaniel McGill, Bill Tweley, and Serena Cephas, were sanctioned by the U.S. government for public corruption. Weah suspended the three. McGill is now senator of Magibi. Tweley is the senator of Riverside County. Bowie, who won her Nobel Prize for leading a nonviolent women's movement that pressured warring parties to sign a peace agreement that eventually ended the country's civil wars nearly 22 years ago, also criticized the Bouakai administration's slow progress on the country's War and Economic Crimes Court. She urged the president to prioritize the Economic Crimes Court and use money seized to fund the War Crimes Court. She recommended the president immediately hold a meeting with the court office and reinforce his commitment to War and Economic Crimes Court in Liberia publicly and set it as a top priority of his agenda. Impunity has taken a glorious seat in this nation, she said. Yes, there are people who took guns and killed us, but there are also people using their pens and bank accounts to murder thousands by denying them basic needs. Bowie announced plans to resume screening around the country of her award-winning documentary, Pray the Devil's Back to Hell. The movie chronicles events of Liberia's civil second war and shows the bravery of women to demand an end to the war. Well, Esther, I think we can stop here and then you can continue from the Daily Observer newspaper.
Of course, Wintel. Thank you very much. We have the Daily Observer here too. We have a first story that says Bowie sharply critiques Weah's Bouakai administration, says both presidents make Salif presidency shine like a diamond. This is right here on the front page when you have already brought that. And then let's look at this. Do not renew AML's MDA until Rhode Island State Representative, a prominent son of Nimba, rebukes company over unfulfilled promises. This is also on the front page of this paper. You can grab a copy to read. Speaker wants capital digitized, says they are operating in the 21st century with 20th century tools. I think this is interesting.
Very interesting.
Right. House Speaker Richard Coon has issued a strong call to Liberians' international partners to support the urgent digitization of the country's legislative infrastructure, citing outdated systems that hinder transparency, efficiency, and democratic functionality. Addressing a high-level diplomatic engagement over the weekend in Monrovia, Speaker Coon painted a stark picture of the current state of the legislature operations, highlighting the absence of basic tools such as functioning microphone system, digitized voting records, and a public-facing website for citizens to access legislative information. Our system are obsolete. Page 10 got a completion. Let's run there quickly and bring you some more lines from it. We are operating in the 21st century with 20th century tools, Speaker Coon stated. We are digitalization over our efforts towards transparency and accountability are severely limited. The forum convened by the 55th legislature brought together ambassadors, United Nations officials, and representatives from major diplomatic missions, including the U.S. Embassy in Monrovia, the Chinese Embassy, UN in Liberia, UN Women, World Bank, Swedish Embassy, and South African government. Speaker Coon used the occasion to outline Liberia's governance priorities, appealing for direct support in a range of areas from website development and simultaneous translation equipment to training for legislative staff and logistical support for upcoming international conferences. Among the pressing needs in Liberia's preparation to host the Mana River Union Parliamentary Conference from July 16 to After the 2025, Speaker Kuhn emphasized the importance of infrastructural and technical readiness to accommodate delegations from Sierra Leone, Guinea, and Ivory Coast. We are preparing to welcome 3 other speakers of parliament. This is a crucial movement that requires not just our hospitality but operational excellence, Kuhn said. He highlighted the need for translation services and interpretation technology to facilitate communication with French-speaking delegates, urging partners to assist in bargaining logistical gaps. As part of the first post-war renovation of the capital, funded by the United Nations government through its Agency for International Development, the legislature received a set of electronic voting record device and microphone such for every lawmaker in House of Representatives and Senate chambers respectively. Unfortunately, the electronic voting record equipment was never used. Beyond immediate technical needs, Speaker Kuhn also appealed for capacity building initiatives, particularly for budget analysis and audit review committees. He noted that Liberia's legislature needs stronger technical expertise to review complex national documents and budgetary plans. We rely on our staff to interpret volumes of technical materials, but they too need training and modern tools to keep pace, he explained. Kuhn also proposed partnerships to support inter-parliamentary learning exchanges, IT infrastructure improvements, and the creation of a centralized digital archive to enhance international memory and legal research. In a forward-looking proposal, the speaker suggested that Liberia consider a national referendum to revise its 1986 constitution, urging that several provisions are outdated and no longer reflect the country's governance realities. He proposed enabling a 50-year national development roadmap into law to ensure policy continuity across political transitions. In many African countries, constitutional frameworks protect long-term development programs from being derailed by elections. He said we must give our national agenda the protection of permanence. Closing the engagement, Speaker Kuhn pledged ongoing partnership, openness, and gratitude to Liberia's international allies, proposing quarterly consultations between the legislature and the diplomatic community to align on government priorities and mutual goals. We'll stop you right here and look at more stories this morning. We have a lot of stories here. Education Minister urges Cottington University graduates be thinkers, entrepreneurs, and committed public servants. That's all we have on the front page. Let's bring you to the back page of the Daily Observer. Lack of specialized court impedes LACC's effort to recover stolen funds. Okay, this story is at the back page here. We'll take some lines. The executive chairperson of the Liberian Anti-Corruption Commission, Councillor Alexandra Zoe, is calling on lawmakers to pass the proposed bill for the establishment of Criminal Code F, a specialized code that will help fast-track corruption cases in the country. What that would mean to us is that instead of going to all the other courts that are currently overwhelmed, when we do our investigation, we do our indictment, we just proceed to the specialized anti-corruption court and they will try the cases speedily and we will be able to recover, Councillor Zoe said, appearing at the Ministry of Information press briefing on Thursday, June 19, 2025. According to Councillor Zoe, Criminal Code C, which hears corruption cases filed by the LACC, is currently overwhelmed with other cases, leading to significant delays for cases filed by the Commission. Created in August 2008, after a task force recommended a structure and governance to former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, the LACC is charged with the responsibility to investigate and prosecute cases of corruption in public and private institutions, as well as educate the public about the dangers of corruption and benefits of ending corruption. However, it does not try cases complete the prosecution and investigation of cases as admitted to the Ministry of Justice for and forwarded to Criminal Code C. The challenge is not just the court outcomes. A defendant can make an appeal to the Supreme Court after Code C ruling, says Councillor Zoe, which is a 60 days period to be able to effect the appeal. And even when the appeal is completed, because the Supreme Court now has jurisdiction of the matter, we cannot proceed with enforcement. These are issues that we have, she said. Imagine we go through the process of months of investigation, drawing up reports, months of processing, prosecution, and even when the lower court hands down a guilty verdict, we cannot proceed with enforcement because the law prohibits until after the Supreme Court can hear into the matter. According to her, these are challenges that impede the Commission work, adding their advocacy has been on reforming these laws that adequately empowers the Commission, citing a scenario involving Henri B. Niblo, former program manager of the Planned Parenthood Association of Liberia, who was found guilty of economic sabotage and other financial crimes, has taken an appeal to the Supreme Court. Therefore, the Commission cannot carry out enforcement until after the Supreme Court shall have heard the matter. Unfortunately, we have a problem with our judiciary system. The defendant has taken an appeal to the Supreme Court, Councillor Zoe said. Councillor Zoe call comes amidst mounting pressure from the public as some of those being investigated about the founding and outcome of cases it is handling involving high-profile officials including the Liberia Telecommunication Authority and the former Director General of the National Water, Sanitation and Hygiene Commission. Suspended officials of the Liberia Refugee Repatriation and Resettlement Commission, current officials of National Road Fund Authority, and suspended officials of the National Oil Company of Liberia. Other cases include the suspended head of National Fisheries and Aquaculture Authority and allegations against the corrupt head of NEWACH. Somebody will ask why we are not even covering under our law. You cannot diversify anybody's property except through the outcome of the court proceedings, she added. Finally, for the back page of this paper, Supreme Court gives NCC 48 hours ultimatum in US $784K as $1,000 case. We know this is at the back and this is our final story, but I think we really running out of time.
Okay.
So let's send controls to you.
Thank you very much, Esther, for that splendid reading of the Daily Observer newspaper. Folks, we are about to catch up with our break. But just before we do, we would like to, Esther, can you bring us on? Let's recap those stories we brought to you this morning from the Front Page Africa and the Daily Observer newspaper. Then we take our break. So these are the stories we brought you this morning from the Front Page Africa newspaper. Top stories. Doing it for the people's benefit. Liberian lawmakers push for free national IDs. Registry chief says government must decide. And in politics, crack in the alliance is a question mark. EFFL issues 2-year ultimatum to UP government and pledges to fight bad governance. And lastly, for top stories, governance issue, anti-decentralization, NCSCL calls for immediate halt to Rep. Sokan's proposed amendment to the Local Government Act of 2018. And these are the big stories we brought to you. Speaker Cohn engages diplomatic community on Liberia's democratic priorities following prolonged House leadership crisis. Rekindling trust. one of the main issues that came out of was the issue of our electoral integrity. So we thought about how we can fast track our electoral laws and validate the population census result so that we can create additional seats to see the country moving in the right trajectory. Richard Nambukun, Speaker, House of Representatives, 55th Legislature. And lastly, for the front page, Nobel laureate Bowie says she was wrong to criticize former President Sirleaf, calling her government a diamond in comparison with successors, throwing shades at Bwaka and Weah. She, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, did exceptionally well. We have two other governments to measure her government with, and they make her government look like a diamond. I know that when you play this, it will cause noise, but I don't care. I believe that if we begin to elect leaders that love the people more than their foreign bank accounts, we will begin to see progress. Who is saying this? Lima Roberta Bowie, peace activist and Nobel laureate. That does it for the front page Africa. Let's run to the Daily Observer that was brought by Esther this morning. Bowie sharply critiqued Weah's and Bwaka's administrations, say both presidents make Sirleaf presidency shine like a diamond, and do not renew AML's MDA until Rhode Island State Representative, a prominent son of Nima County, rebukes companies over unfulfilled promises. And Speaker wants capital digitized, says they are operating in the 21st century with 20th century tools. Education Minister urges CU graduates be thinkers and entrepreneurial and committed public servants. To the back page, lack of specialized court impedes LACC's efforts to recover stolen funds. And lastly, for the back page of the Daily Observer newspaper, Supreme Court gave NCC. NCC is, what's the meaning of NCC? That's the National Contracting Company. 48 hours ultimatum in US 784K case. Well, folks, that does it for the dailies this morning. Let's take word from our sponsor. When we come back, we will be joining our man Gus Koma. So let's hear from our sponsors, and then we'll be right back.
Randy, why you taking?
I said, darling, you look so worried.
Charles, I'm worried because I don't know where to get stuff for my shop and restaurant.
Oh, come on, man. Haven't you heard about Exodus Best Price Store on Gurley Street and Smart Grove Junction on the Old Road?
Oh no, Charles, tell me about it.
Exodus Best Price Store got everything for your shop and restaurant. And the good news is that they have reduced the prices of club beer products and imported beverages. So to keep that graduation party, wedding reception, and whatever occasion jumping till the break of dawn, Exodus Best Price Store is that place for you.
Is that all?
No, they have for the first time introduced on the LIB market Buffalo Revive that comes with 4 different flavors: cold blue, apple kiwi, full red, and fitness orange. It's good for athlete and everyone. For wholesale and retail supply, call cell number 0770-617-575. Exodus Best Price Store on Gurley Street and the Old Road Smart Road Junction. We are your cheaper wholesale and retail store.
Exactly. When you want some more, I provide. So we start to talk. Come on, so go into 20, but put it to each game. We are living.
It's about musical. There are crowds in many places. In every community, you can see. So if you see crime, report it. Don't tell law in your hand, call the right authority. Well, you can't take your law in. Crime Stopper here for us. Bring the safety to your door. Whether you rich or you poor, If you see a you must take it, I mean you check. Do it for your safety. If you see I don't keep it, you must call to report it. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and make it peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and make it peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is
And that's the best part I love in this entire thing. If you see a crime, report it. You know, a lot of us, when we see bad things happening, we don't call the requisite authorities to, arrest the situation. Like you're in your community and something bad happened, you need to get the law involved. Don't hesitate. Just get them involved. It's a good thing you as a citizen to, arrest the situation, but you don't have that power to, investigate or interrogate. So all you need to do is to get the police involved. So the president had made some appointment, and we've been told that from what we just gathered, that the former that's the wife of the late Prince Johnson has been appointed to the NPA board of directors as a member. So congratulations to you, Amira Johnson, for your appointment as a member of the board of directors of the National Port Authority. So, folks, we will now send controls to Gus to give us his side of the stories we brought to you this morning. So, Gus, let's hear from you.
Yeah, thank you, Wendell and Esther. The bureau, the fun never finished. I mean, wow. So it's a new board of director, huh? I say we know how to reward our political alliance pretty well. That's why the next government comes. The next government don't care about doing anything about the country, but the people that praise sing them. Yeah, this country is going to waste. And just piggybacking on that, I heard something about the school telling or wanting a 50-year developmental plan. What's wrong with these people? What's going around when Helen Johnson had her 20, was it 20 or 25-year thing? That one not kind of pass. I mean, let's be honest, man. We live in the information age, my brother. How about we just stop doing the little stuff that is needed? You said you don't even have a website, functioning website. The amount you guys pay yourself, you don't even need a fraction of it to have those things working. But here's the thing. There's a department in the bureau called, what is it? It's not telecom anymore. We used to call them. What do you guys call them now? The one, what's the guy with the radio station, the short guy from Lopa? Class Reloaded.
You mean Liberia? The Liberia Communications Authority, LTA.
Yeah, LTA, yeah. LTA functions back in the days and all of that was to make sure all those entities had what? They have phones, they have all of those things, right? What happened to those functions today? There's got to be a bureau to be able to provide IT services to all of these entities that are ran by government. But again, in Liberia, we have a bunch of so-called educated people. I'm telling you, it is sad for anybody to go around the globe and you say you're in Liberian government and tell the people how you function, and anybody will take you serious. Look, newsflash, my people, this is why even our students, when they leave Liberia, they come to the international community. Their grades are not honored. Their certificates are not honored because you have a country where we don't even have a functioning department to make sure every single government entity have internet service, have websites, have all of those things. Are you serious? A basic company does that, let alone an entire country. So we'll just sit and listen to them half the time and let them celebrate their stuff on the wall. Because I mean, just putting diploma on the wall and having a country that is not even functioning, I don't know how it make any sense to anybody. And then let's go to the legislature. I know you didn't read much into it about national ID card. I think it's the most important story. But here's the thing: are they going to follow through? The government of Liberia, every 4 years or 6 years during election, we gave millions and millions of dollars to the National Election Authority. We have this issue that we want to resolve. We want national ID cards. This is the time to invest in that. And I truly agree, the first term should be free. And here's the good thing about the first time being free. You tell citizens you have this amount of time to get your national ID card. Let's say 6 months. After 6 months, the requirement changes. After 6 months, it costs you a lot more. Guess what? You just incentivize most of us to go now and get our national ID card because it's free, it's easy, it's a priority. We will get it done. Because if you don't get it done, like in this country and other countries, you have to prove your citizenship. Now we have an open period. Let's do it for free. Let's find a way. Let's put money in the budget because we always find money in the budget for everything. I mean, President Doe's wife just died. I mean, they find some way to send cow and all kinds of stuff. But we can't find means to be able to resolve national issues. So, I mean, the Liberian citizens, again, have to stand up. As I speak to you, I'm getting ready to contact the education minister. They have schools in Lofa that had natural disasters where the roofs are blown up. Is anybody going there and taking care of that? No, they're not. But you know what? We're going to reach out. My plan going forward is we would contact everybody and we would tell people what's going on like we did in 2011. And so in Radio LIB, we are going to attack these people. We're going to make sure we call people so people are aware that they're not doing their job. This is a shame that the current representative or speaker now is telling us he wants to do all these things, but nowhere in there are auditing the legislatures either. Again, isn't that where some of these issues started, where the former speaker was spending all these monies and whatnot? Where the case of that? It's not going anywhere. So, I mean, for me, that's why it is. Oh, Nima Bowie. I mean, Miss Madam Bowie, look, here's the thing. You put yourself in a corner, you don't know where to go anymore. You know, the truth is, all of these governments fail. All of these governments do not listen. Even the former government that just left. How many times we cry here? You know, how many times we cry? There were people in that government that looked at us or cry as, oh, we don't like the government, right? Because we just say, hey, your godfather that can give you 2 cents should be cleaning the street. They will get mad, you know? But where are those people today? Has anybody heard of Mr. Koji? No, because he's now irrelevant. But people forget in Liberia all the time. In the end, if we just do our job and Liberia is doing well, we will all be relevant. We don't need to be in government position to be relevant. And I mean, I'm just asking the citizens to start thinking wisely and standing up and coming together. And then I didn't hear anything about the protest. When is that coming? Is it this week?
July 17.
July 17. Oh, that one a long ways there. All right, great. That's my take today on all your topics. But I think the national ID should be something we discuss. And I think opening it up and having a maybe 6 months grace period or something like that, so people can get in the interior and all of those places, so they can set up small posts so people can come and register. You know, Bunjama, Zaza, all those places where the interior folks can come, you know, and congregate and have their national IDs done for 6 months. I think it would be worth it. I think now you can just take that data and transfer it to the National Election Commission. Now we know how many people we have. We don't even have to wait. Legis can take some of that data. I mean, there's so much you could do, but you can do it in one shot. But who am I? I ain't know any book. But these people can pay me good money to go out there and stay on the radio and talk to you. But I do my job. So I'm just saying, man, thank you.
Thank you,
very
thank you
much.
very much, Gus. And you know, it's a good thing. We will surely gauge the views of our followers, but you know, Esther is so sad for our country in this modern Asian time. You want to
21st
tell
century.
me where the government is seated? You got the three branches of government: the judiciary, the national legislature, and the executive. That entire ground is not digitized.
Right.
All right. I mean, it's so sad for our country. The capital that sits the government. You want to tell me that entire place is not televised?
It's not. That is why we got poor and pulling and
It
hoarding
doesn't even cause one car.
because
Sorry, it doesn't cause one car. They can get one another.
I'm telling you,
I'm telling exactly.
there's a capital burning, you know, fire incident. I mean, if we had that entire place televised, all of what we're going through today, we would not have gone through all of that.
No.
We'll just go and see the camera and monitor and say, look, these are the perpetrators. We can get them.
Exactly.
So it's so sad for us at this age, you know, 177. You know, that one somebody was telling me, look, it better like Liberia just move to 100 and let's say we're 77 years old. I'm telling you.
And that's something that we cannot do when they're you know, I'm glad that people have started to talk about these things, Wendell, because I was saying the last time that, you know, jokingly, Liberia is not just behind the word, we are at the behind,
Behind.
because Wendell, we're not trying to improve it, and we're just complacent with the way we live.
I'm telling you.
People out there, lives are changing. When you live in the capital city, Wendell, you are entitled to having running water in your house. Do we have it in the city?
No.
Do we have it in Montserrat?
No.
People still go to the well to draw water
Mhm.
in the 21st century.
Yeah.
You do not provide
Oh,
it.
that's African
Even
country.
when it comes to electricity.
Well, that because Mo Ali on class reloaded now, so he's getting some time on class reloaded.
This is the rainy season, winter, and we still got issues with electricity,
Yeah.
which hasn't been before. I remember last year, rainy season, winter, we had electricity throughout. But now the current can come like an hour, it goes, it comes back. I mean, back and forth and back and forth. I'm glad that we are talking about these things because it is important.
Well,
Other countries right around us that we share borders with, Wendell, the people got cameras on the streets.
Hmm.
When you got,
Listen,
a traffic light, there are cameras there. When you violate different things, and when at the end of the day, you'll be able to tackle crimes because people will not check on
Yeah.
it. Look at what happened at Bannersville, Bennett stop recently.
Yeah.
And armed robbers went there. They were on back. They took a gun with them.
Mhm.
At 7 o'clock, I'm telling you,
Yeah.
people all on the street trying to get a car to come to town. When they and they put a gun on him, took all his money from the box, left the gun with him, and went. In an advanced country, when a gun like that is left back, you'll be able to trace it back to the person because of the
Exactly. Yeah. That print and all of
Fingerprint
that.
and
But we
all
don't have.
let me just add something to that what you just
people
said.
are not afraid to get to
Go
do
ahead.
crimes and stuff.
So in advanced country, for instance, this project that they're trying to do again, but because these uneducated people, again, they have plenty of diploma. When I say educated, I mean what the knowledge that you acquire. Let's forget about the paper you have hanging. Because if these guys really did it right, we should have Wi-Fi everywhere. Because you know, in the legislature salary, they pay for all of those things. Imagine if they went to telecom, how you call it, Lone Star or whosoever carrier that they use. They take that bulk amount of money that they're giving to each legislature and actually bought a Wi-Fi service straight to the premises of all of these different facilities. Nobody will need internet because once you are there, you have internet. So why the government need to pay you internet service again? You see what I'm saying? Internet service should be available at the University of Liberia. Internet service on that whole Capitol Hill, if you live there, you should be privileged because guess what? They should have one of the strongest internet service. And people should be able to get on. It's called guests. But these people can travel in the world, right? As soon as they leave Liberia, they don't even have to pay for their data anymore because when they get to Sierra Leone, there's data service at Sierra Leone Airport. They get anywhere in Sierra Leone, there is services. All they have to do is go on their phone and select a guest service on whatever facility that they live at, or they're staying at for however amount of time. Why can't we do that? I think most hotels are doing that today. Why can't the government do that? Because again, they are so corrupt. They are so corrupt that they rather eat it all and nobody else touch it. But then we, the citizens, are so stupid ourselves. We will come and praise them. Wait, you come in here wearing Kazulu or whatever her name is, another one that will be useless when this whole team is done, when this whole rescue is done. He will come here and tell you everything the government is doing. It will mean squat 1 year after this government is done. Thank you. Talk about people.
Thank you very much. Let's go to the phone lines, folks. Some lawmakers are calling on the government of Liberia to have this national ID card given to us free of charge. And the head of the registry is saying that the government is the one to decide on that, not his institution. All right. And we also heard from the speaker of the 55th legislature calling on the entire capital to be digitized. So these are key talking points this morning. Let's hear from you. But before we go to the lines, let's say happy birthday to the representative of district number 17, Bernard Benson, aka DJ Blue. Happy birthday to you. Stacy Aaron Clinton, aka Spider. Today is also your birthday. And Giorgio Quay, aka Wigo Zigo. Happy birthday to all of you. And our own, all right, our own sister who is always following us morning, evening, and nighttime, Miss Joyce Wem of Minnesota is celebrating today. So Joyce, if you are listening or watching, we want to say the Spring News crew say happy birthday to you. So let's go to the phone lines. Jordan Parompio. Jordan P is watching. It's good having you, Jordan. Long time. Jordan P. Wow, the man here watching. Jordan, welcome to the show, my man. It's good having you watching this morning. All right, so you can call us now on 0776 104 104, 086 500 104. The WhatsApp line is +231 86 500 104. And the female line is 0770 297 016. All right. We got two issues here as our talking points. What do you make of the assertion made by the 55th Speaker, Richard Namwekun, and the same lawmakers are calling on the government to make, the people say, will not pay for the national ID card, will just be free all over Liberia. Anywhere you go, you take it free. That's what the people say. So let's hear from our people too. What is their own take on some of these issues being discussed? Let's hear from you. Hello? Yeah, welcome to the show, sir. Let's hear you. You have 30 seconds. We don't have much time, so we're not giving people 1 minute today. Yeah, the time is
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me say hi to Esther and Gus in the US. I don't know why we're not hearing your voice. This is a talker. And look, to digitalize the capital building, that shouldn't be on news. They shouldn't even come in the public to tell what they are about to do. That should have been done in one sense. Okay? Say they got some money in the budget, they got some money on here to do so. They should have gone ahead to do so. Some of the things I want to hear and not hear down there. Then like they put it in the election, they put it like if they have CC camera on that building. As long as they want to execute their operation, they're going to switch it out and bring capital building and put it back on. Clear. Now to the registry. It is important because those are all that in Monserrato. We said that people are doing all kinds of things. Send a phone in from an ID card last month, the 12th of the person we know and are not receiving. Nobody knows the receipt. Anything you go, they say walk down. So if the money you want, then when you receive that ID card, it is advisable that you do more for the capital because the FPT wants to be racing for one. I don't know what they are producing. That's not the one that we produce there doing our things here. That's a source standard material that they have in here. If you go to 1.7, you will pay $6 US, you will pay $6 US, so you will be good.
Okay.
It's because why would somebody pay their way 10,000 labor day to come to our site, then they pay $5 to register, then they go back again, they're going to pay another 12 to
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Edmond. Let's talk to another person. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, Mr. Nime.
Yes, good afternoon. Welcome to the show. You have 30 seconds. What's your name and where you call from? Patient, welcome. Let's hear you, patience.
Yes, so the issue in Africa.
Hmm.
People say it's just about cash. They're getting in Africa. They're not seeing Mr. Nime. When I see a warrior,
I know, right?
he and Mr. Khan, they want to get back. And I accepted the official in that ministry to go for registration. So many announcements, but I don't know. But if they're passing from church to church, making announcement yesterday, I don't go to another church making announcement. Why you go to the registration? I go to church making announcement. I'm not seeing this show, Mr. Nime.
I know, right, patient.
Instead of going to registration, because they won't come to you and say that registration, they're going to church. I supposed to be.
Thank you.
Thank you for the show.
Thank you very much. Let's talk to another person. Hello. Good afternoon. Welcome to the show, sir. Let's hear your name and where you join us from. You make use of your 30 seconds.
Yeah, I'm coming from Broadway.
Go ahead.
Yeah, we're appealing to the government to help with that. We say that
You
no
want,
more income. We have money to pay for Africa.
so you wanted to be free, eh?
It's free. They're giving the food after that. The food after the Africa free. They want to get the money to Africa free. We are making an election to have.
But you think, let me ask you too, free thing good?
I'm free. I'm about to give me. I'm free. I go free. Then I have to pay something.
All right. Okay. All right, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much. Let's keep the calls coming in. Let's hear from you, our Liberian people. Let's go and take another caller. This person. Good afternoon. Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Good afternoon.
Welcome. Let's hear you.
Yeah. You can to work for me on with our Lord.
You didn't tell us your name, oh. Bennu?
Yeah, Bino Camera.
All right, welcome. Let's hear you, Bennu. You have 30 seconds to make your point.
Yeah, thank you. I'm sure to the Israel going on with our Lord because from this Nazi Commission for Democracy concept. In the whole fire Israel, people local people who is from the Muslim, the real law coupon, they accuse them. And how we come or you have a stay witness who even say that you pay him to lie on the people need. So why the impact who are manifesting we have the you have my catches who represent America on the corner of that year. Why the ambassador is so cool when you see our law having the celebrate estimate president of the say you have more estimate. So we don't know what we have to politics either they can bring the wing of the city like our official then it will be also official way.
If people say they will do everything to break your wings so you will never smell power in the country again.
The people using the word regret, so they have been in the safety of construction. We are easy have been giving to you, still they have been giving the job. So that is different, still they are giving it. See how the country is going. So everything you have about this nation, last week you have no work.
Okay.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you very much, Bendu Kamara. Let's talk to another person. Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon, brother.
Yes, good afternoon. Your name and where you join us from?
Well, this is the voice of Samuel. I'm calling in from Point 4 to be specific with geographical location in Zimbabwe.
All right, let's hear you in 30 seconds, Sabu Rasta.
Brother, if they even get different words to you free, then I think you can help me so I can use it, brother. If more to be more than you're free. Brother, for the fact that you told me that you came to rescue me. So I believe that you told me that your friend was killed more. You said most of your friends are so rich when you came to rescue. So everyone will be more than free. Yeah, thank you, because for me, I'm a respect of the world. So you give me 30 seconds.
Thank you. My man Sabu Rasta, you gotta find me. I need to see you. All right? Try to find me. Call me after the show on this number. I will take the number. Call me after the show, all right?
All right.
Okay, let's talk to this person. Hello?
Hello, Brother William.
Yes, welcome to the show. Let's hear you.
This is the voice of Peter Sign. Actually, I'm so glad to show.
Peter San, how are you?
I'm okay, brother.
How was your weekend?
My weekend was great.
That's good to know. Let's hear your contribution in 30 seconds.
My contribution, I have to start with, what I just said. 15 people trying to break CDC. You cannot break ideas. That's why I see the different equipment. You cannot believe that we're carrying in your hand. You can only provide to the day. You can't why you got one younger come on. Or you pay the money you start with you. You can't be that. So I can't stop up. We're going to be a control to the capital business. You see the capital business. We are selling stuff of our number and this now or investigation is going on. What about purging is what the government is doing. They what we were just saying about getting rid of CDC. They are purging, they are not investigating. Because every investigator can start with security. What is security chemistry? What is, physical security area or on the ground? That's where every investigator can always begin. But you just not investigator, you get police who are there around, and you say the people they are spiritual people that disappear and can't find anything. I don't know what else spirit people that spirit come on there.
Okay.
Like Papa police people. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's talk to the female general, Masisi. Masisi, welcome to the show.
Oh, picking with how was your weekend about?
My weekend was okay. How was yours?
How was the family, my sister?
Yeah, I left everybody fine this morning. Everybody's okay.
Yeah, thank God for you. One this morning with you.
So how was your part of weekend too?
I'm okay. They say they're okay because I didn't value for sending our lawmakers, this and that. So I'm okay. I tell God, thank you because any food I eat, I just take 2 spoons. I just do the food. I won't have 4.
Well, you take 2 spoons and bring the other one, me eat it, yeah? Say you want to finish the food, where you take 2 spoons, bring the other one, I will eat it.
Okay, so I'll bring the other one.
All right, go ahead, let's hear you. She laughed.
Yeah, we didn't say how to the dark club go there. That all on this platform. And to make a suggestion because I was watching my Liberia. I think I've been to this Saka, Eboli, Kofa, then Saka. You understand? What is wrong? Let it is wrong. Let condemn it. It could be your father. I feel not connection in the arrogant thing. Start something, but they will go to jail and they will do this, they will do that. No, don't do that. It could be your father being in a situation with them. And you say, oh, because your father was in a situation, so you go for your father. But will you feel certain power and say, yes, it did it, one did it? When a poor capital will be around and say, oh, for capital because it was secrecy. And you have after one group of people, and you think it will be right in this country. People that went in that for and came back with alcohol with force in this country. People stay around, we stay watching. We stay watching, stay around. Remember, America getting Nigeria, so for what have you, America posted us. So they come back to boy and say, oh, because they did this to me, I can come into the interview and take charge of the country, and they will bring guns on the tomorrow. What happened today in our country? You see, you got evidence with them. There's no concrete evidence for again, for evidence again.
Okay.
You catching poor children, you coming out of jail, you torturing them, you allow people. You don't know let brought to the country on the state of this month. The men are coming, every crime in this country. You brought it to the country, not even for the kids. To say the men are coming, the will draw it. Even the guy coming, draw it. Or you tell them men at the hotel, that hotel. Before we torture, you brought the man, say, oh, you begin to keep telling you that, or you can kill me or not, I can't now for funding. And when I do so, then they took us all the evidence in a possession. We can argue with a killing. You got to see it.
Oh, okay, okay, Mercy.
Can't break it. Can't break it.
Thank you.
I'm not saying police, but I'm not saying no, I don't want to get you on. So, what you have to say, you go there, I'm not saying, you don't get no gauge, so don't get you don't get all money. So, that's all they're doing. But we will look at the process, that's all they're doing. It's not our country. You get 1 or 3 years when they're what happened? They put too much. People are dying every day. Only for you car. Then you say you waste it. Why are not that?
Thank you. Thank you, Masisi. Let's go to Esther. Esther will give us to read out the comments, and we come back and just go from here. So let's go to Esther.
All right, we have the comments right here. Steven Yakade says, "Good morning. I'm watching from Cotton Tree District 2, Lower Magibi County." We have Julie K. Rambo. Hey, Mom. Julie Rambo. Been a while.
Oh, wow. Julie K. Rambo. What's up, Julie? Long
Good
time.
morning, Freedom FM. Watching from Netherlands. Thank you guys so much. God bless you all. We have Henry. We have Henry Tito Jr. says, "Good morning. I'm watching from a residence in Caldwell. Thanks for the update to the motherland." We have Stephen Abbas says, "Good morning, Freedom FM. I am following live from Dakar, Senegal." And we have Clarence Dwyer. Clarence Dwyer says, "Good morning from my legal hustle ground." And we have Masa. We have Masa Malik. She says, "Good morning. I'm watching from East Street around Don Bosco." And we have Gatia Harris. Gatia says, "I am watching live from the Visual Media Incorporated office in the community." We have Edwin W. Peterson says, "I'm watching from Royal." Okay, I don't know what Royal is. But we have Muya Cherie says, "I am following from District Number 9, Cinco this morning from Matadi Sinker." We have Sadie says, "Good morning. I'm watching from GSA." We have Duete. She says, "Good morning from Minnesota family." We have T Max Sugar says, "Good morning. I'm watching from Patrick Factory District Number 13. We have Rebecca saying, she says, "Good morning, Brother Wendell and the team." We have Peter Lynn. Peter says she is following. T Max says, "After killing Prince Johnson in War Crown Court, appointing his wife will not carry the pain and pressure you put on his family." We have Moba Besa says, "Thank you, brother." We have Christian Roberto Slobber says, "I am watching from my home in Caldwell, New Georgia, North Row this afternoon. Thank you guys so much for the show." We have Justina Bodolo says she's following. We have T Max again says, "The national ID card should be free, but this regime speaker want more money to put in Joseph Boakai pocket and let him tell us to pay for voter ID card. And let them tell us to pay for voter ID card in 2029 if they are serious." We know these are all. Okay, I think we have some more. Sorry. And he's laughing and saying, "Man, Sisi, Man, Sisi, one more. Can't finish for food, eh?" And we have Helena M. Brown says she's watching. We have Juju Wonwe says, "Good morning. I'm following live from Johnsonville." And we have Steven. Okay, we read Steven. Okay, I think these are all of the comments we have. Yeah.
Oh, thank you very much. And let me also recognize some of the guys here watching on my page. Let me get to them. Anna Wendy is watching. My sister William S.H. Doe is watching. Trisha God Onchai Situ is watching. Teresa Dua Dixon is watching from the US of A. Kuda Williams says, "I think Bowie needs to shut up." And let me get to this. He says, "Yeah, I think Bowie." All right. Hey, man, this thing. All right. Romeo Juliet Toba is watching. Nyanku Momo is watching. Peter Lynn Peters is watching. Patience Julie is that's Patience. Where is this name? Something is popping up. Amanda Irreplaceable Nime, it says, "Watching my daughter. Good morning to you, love. Daddy love you so much." And Tina Lorenzo is watching. I want to end this comment from Kude. All right. Was Patience Julu is watching, and he said, I think Bowie needs to shut up and stop pretending. What have she done? What have she done for? Hey man, something is popping up here every time I try to get to this. But folks, ooh, okay, softly. I'm trying to get to it. All right, so far, Alice Yeke is watching. Josephus K. Soma is watching. Dinah Dennis says, good morning. I'm following you up from my residence in Manhattan, New York City. Thanks for the information to our country. It says to our country, Mama Liberia. Naomi Jones is watching. Before Duncan is watching. Right. And so far, so good. These are all the folks we have for following. Abraham Sharif is watching. Ma Alice Yeke is watching. Abdul D. Kanan, the gatekeeper, is also following. So far, so good. We can take two more calls and then we go home on this edition of the print news brought to you by Crimes Topper Liberia. Exodus Best Price Store with two branches. One is on the Old Road, Smartville Junction, and the other one is downtown Gurley Street. Let's talk to this person. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Zima, and let me say good afternoon to Danny.
Yeah, welcome
Good
to the show.
afternoon.
David King, you have 30 seconds.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. What I'm paying my attention, I have to do with reading of the newspaper, Liverpool is getting for many quarters from Gillian Road. And I come back to ask Madam Bowie, even though she's my fellow sister, but she's not fair to the Liberian people. So if you say Baka is dealing with rules, then like Baka has initiated rules in the country. As far my own member can say, I have not seen any rule that Baka initiated. Even the water and sewer issue that she attributed to Mo Ali. Mo Ali did not carry on any venture here as it relates to water and sewer. Showing water in Central Monrovia. You do not know that process started when a person did when the guy dropped one of the five from Mount Brown on the street of Black here, and the United Party was complaining that the government is every day, they don't know what they're doing. They create that whole lot. And how can they come now and start to claim glory for something that is complaining in the past? So you think, we are there not doing justice to this country and the Liberian people. Because if you want to do anything about this government, as far as we are concerned, this government is just there in Washington, and they are going after opponents, like the fire incident at the Capitol building, and other things that they're doing here.
Okay.
They just the issue, you know. So it's not fair.
Thank you. Thank you very much, David. Thank you very much. And Akuda Williams says here, what has she done for her own county before? I'm talking about the country. All right. So she just needs to shut up. All right. So Madam Nobel Peace Laureate, Akuda Williams says you need to shut up because you got nothing to contribute to this country. You have done nothing for your own county before. I want to talk about Liberia at large. I think, folks, we can go home like this on this edition of the show. I want to say thanks to all of you for watching us. Thanks for being there all of the time and listening. You know, it's always good to be a part of this program because some of you don't have the means to follow the stories in the papers. So that's why this program is designed for you. Once again, we'll be here tomorrow, same time. Until then, let's say a happy birthday to our sister again, Joyce Wem, there in Minnesota. Happy birthday to you. Esther Daco was here, Gus Corman was here. And so, folks, we got to go.